So, you've finished the show and going out for post-production drinks with your mates, Uta, Konstantin and Michael. You get to the bar and you're a bit tipsy and, well, wouldn't you know it, but you start arguing about your characters. Konstantin is rambling about some magic if, and Uta's going on about her emotional memory again. But Michael, that devious genius Michael Chekhov, is talking about imagination. He says that when an actor focuses on personal experiences, they limit their creativity and range, and that instead we should stand apart from the character, asking ourselves, how would they respond to this situation? He's very strict about this idea of mental separation. He believes that the core of any character is already within us, and all we need to do is develop it and let it inhabit us. The room falls silent. Uta, Konstantin, they're stunned. Or maybe they've just passed out. Today, I want to show you how to make a character the Michael Chekhov way by developing a fully functioning version of my favourite character of all time, Macbeth. However, it's going to be very hard for me to show that division between character and actor all by myself. So I've enlisted the help of one of my dear friends, me from the future. Yes, I'll be representing the Macbeth that Sam, this one, that one, the good-looking one, the Macbeth that Sam will be asking questions of. Now, Chekhov's method works from the inside out as well as from the outside in. So if you really want help with this, think of me as the inside and myself as the outside, hence the good looks. Stop. Okay, where do we want to start with this? Well, Chekhov would have us work through each scene of the play in character, but that's not going to happen. So we need to choose a scene we're analysing. Personally, I'm a big fan of Macbeth in Act 2, Scene 2, right after he's killed Duncan and is talking to Lady Macbeth in their castle. Awesome. Well, with that chosen, we'll move on to our first step, mental questioning. I will ask you a series of questions and you will respond in character with your first thoughts. These will be questions mainly about your emotions in the scene and will help us get a better idea about what really centres Macbeth as a person. Now remember, these experiments are inquisitive in nature, but we are not scientists, we are actors. Barely. And as such, we will be mainly using our intuition here. Okay, let's get started. Why'd you do it? Because my wife was right. We can better serve this kingdom. My family has sacrificed so much, and yet Duncan wants to give the kingship to a young boy who can't even escape capture in battle? This is no more than what we deserve. I mean, Duncan didn't deserve it. No, he didn't. But throughout the play, you use language that's very intimate, very brutal, very, well, violent. How does that contrast with the fact that you've been set on this course by supernatural forces? I think that's why I'm having such a fearful and unstable reaction. I spent my whole life killing on the battlefield, so this shouldn't be any different, and yet all at once I feel small, because I'm being commanded by these forces who I fear are beyond me. Yet also feel bigger. I've never killed a friend. I just don't know how I can feel this big and this small all at once. That's awesome work. I think that's really, we can work with that contradiction. But now we'll move on to the mental rehearsals. So we're going to use our fabulously large brains to calculate how and why small changes to a scene would affect Macbeth. In particular, we're going to focus on the atmosphere of a scene. This is a significant detail for Chekhov, who wrote extensively about atmosphere. In his eyes, every scene has its own emotional atmosphere that affects the characters in it. So, what would happen to Macbeth if the atmosphere of the scene were one of distrust? What if he thought Lady Macbeth had called out, "Macbeth hath murdered Sleep"? I'd be scared of her. It cemented in my mind that I couldn't trust her, and most likely I'd go and isolate myself. What if someone interrupted you? Well, I'd kill them. Why? Because I'm used to viewing death as an end. I mean, I just killed as a means to another goal, but if someone interrupted me, well, killing them is an end in and of itself, stopping them. It re-centred my view of life and death and, well, my view of me. Fascinating. Well, I think what you can take away from that is that you are in a very unstable position. And what happens in the scene, its atmosphere, that's going to affect who you are moving forward. That great? Yeah, that all sounds about right. That's only part of the puzzle, though. We also need to be approaching this from the outside in, so that you can really let this character inhabit you at a moment's notice. Yes, and that is why we are going to be creating a psychological gesture. This is a movement that Chekhov believes fully encapsulates a character. It is something that will help us when we're about to go on stage. We'll need some way to really let that character take over from us.
Yeah, it can go with a line if needed.
Yeah, and it can also differ from scene to scene, but in Chekhov's view, it is the perfect way to get what we desire.
So, what have you got for our Macbeth?
Well, Macbeth uses language to do with the head and eyes and vision throughout the play, so it should be to do with that, but there should also be that contradiction. He wants to think, but he wants to act.
Clutching the dagger, maybe?
Oh, very good offer.
Line?
Not from this scene, but about it, I think. Full of scorpions is my mind. Well, there we have it. We've identified Macbeth's core, we've analysed his reactions to changes in the scene, and we've developed a way to let him physically inhabit us as a character.
The only thing we can't demonstrate is how to use your most important resource. Your cast, writer, and director will all give you a starting point to build your character off of. We recommend being open to them and let them help you develop your character in a more holistic sense than what we've been able to show in this video. Yes, and well, with that final disclaimer out of the way, thank you for watching. We hope this video has been helpful, and from both of us, myself, and the real good-looking Sam, we hope this video has been helpful. Goodbye, and good luck.